Hello, welcome to Kevlar's Quest, the Modern Life podcast. I'm Kevin Ejizi. Today's quest is why respect requires a little or more of fear. Why respect requires a little or more of fear. Now, this quest was inspired by my late father. He always used to say something in Igbo, and it goes like this. Oboro agwa na-atọ atọ, ndị mmadụ ga-eji ya kere ụdọ, which translates to, if a snake does not bite, people will use it as a rope. One of the biggest struggles men talk about in relationships is disrespect. They feel disrespected by other men, and sometimes even more so by the women in their lives. And when this comes up, I often share a short story from the Hindu tradition. There was once a cobra who lived near a village. People feared him because he had beaten several villagers, and some had died. One day, a monk came to visit. The cobra told the monk, "I'm so lonely, everyone avoids me. Please help me. What am I doing wrong?" The monk replied, "Snake, people are afraid of you because you bite and kill. If you stop biting, they won't fear you anymore." The cobra thought this made sense, so he promised to stop biting. A week later, the cobra returned to the monk, beaten and bruised. "Monk," he said, "I followed your advice. I stopped biting. But once people realized I wasn't dangerous, they attacked me. I barely survived. Honestly, it was better when they just avoided me." The monk shook his head and said, "Snake, I told you not to bite. I never told you not to hiss." That's the lesson. If you make yourself so harmless, so agreeable that people believe you will never fight back, you will end up like that snake, everyone's punching bag. People will unload their anger on you because they know you won't retaliate. Respect requires boundaries. It requires consequences. People need to know that if they cross a line with you, there will be a response. Not necessarily violence, but some kind of pushback. Otherwise, you become the safe target for everyone's frustration. Think about families, as in the various families that will come from, or you've observed. They can be the most dysfunctional relationships because people assume two things. First, that no matter what they do, family will always forgive them. And second, no matter what happens, you can't walk away from family. Neither of those beliefs is true. And when people believe that there are no consequences, disrespect grows. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Fear is part of respect. We respect those who could hurt us but choose not to. Power works both ways. The power to do good comes from the same root as the power to do harm. Power works both ways. The power to do good comes from the same root as the power to do harm. If you have no capacity to harm, you often have no capacity to protect or to help either. That doesn't mean you have to be aggressive. It means you need leverage. Leverage can be physical strength, intelligence, financial independence, social influence, or even emotional strength. The bigger your leverage, the less you actually have to use it. That's why Teddy Roosevelt said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." If your stick is big enough, you don't need to shout. The stick speaks for itself. So here's the takeaway. If you want respect, you need to show that you are not harmless. You don't have to bite, but you do need to hiss. You need to communicate that crossing your boundaries has consequences. Without that, respect rarely shows up. And maybe that's why even wisdom is tied to fear. King Solomon said the highest wisdom was to live in the fear of the Lord. Because when people don't fear consequences, they act recklessly. Respect, like wisdom, grows when there is an understanding of limits. So don't be afraid to hiss. Don't be afraid to show that you have strength, even if you choose not to use it. That's how respect is built. Okay, that's our quest for today. Please subscribe, like, and share. Someone out there needs to hear this message. Maybe someone like you. Let's spread strength and clarity to those navigating this journey. We'll talk more in future episodes. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening and take care.